As we told you at the top of the show, a new study out shows that the H1N1 virus may already have peaked. Researchers at Purdue University say as many as 60% of the population will get infected, but only about 25% will get sick. Less than an hour ago, I spoke to the ladies behind the study. As a researcher, is this surprising to you? You know, this virus never left. It was here all summer long. Why are we just learning now that by the end of the year, 63% of the U.S. will already have been infected?
The existence of a fall peak is certainly not surprising at all. If you look at the 1918 influenza pandemic, we saw exactly the same pattern where there was a summer wave followed by a fall peak happening actually right around the time that we predict that this H1N1 pandemic will peak. The figure of 60% people infected, you have to realize that in the paper we point out that many studies have shown that while a large number of people may be infected by influenza, only about 40% of those people who are actually infected actually show signs of illness. So in our paper we actually state that in the end only about 25% of people will likely fall ill with H1N1 this year.
You know, I think a big part of the worry that is out there is that a lot of folks might hear about this study and they would think, well, you know what, that's a good enough reason for me to not get protection. What's your advice on that end?
This is something that worries us very greatly as well. And certainly now that this study is getting media attention, we do not want to discourage anyone who would otherwise get the H1N1 vaccine. And we don't want them to be discouraged by this study to actually go out and get the H1N1 vaccine when it becomes available in their area. Many studies have shown that seasonal flu vaccine saves tens of thousands of lives every year. And for instance, say there's something we didn't take into account in our study, and maybe there's something that we don't understand about the nature of influenza, and maybe the peak happens in December. We don't want people to avoid vaccinations simply because of this study. If people are inclined to get vaccinated for H1N1, they should do so.
Also, I'd like to point out that the model is very simple. You have to make a lot of assumptions to get the results. So some of the assumptions were based on the past available data and experience. So what will happen may not be in the same situation. So there's uncertainty associated with the model results. So we have to be careful about following the prediction of the study.